Hi and welcome, my name is Elvira, and in this video I will show you how to use this goal and habit tracker that I made to keep myself accountable for all the things I want to achieve in this life. I personally view it as an accountability buddy that is rooting for me in the background and keeps reminding me of all the cool things I want to do in this life. And of course, it also helps me stick with those healthy habits that my mind doesn't really want to do, but my body really appreciates. So this template is highly inspired by two books, the first one being The Atomic Habits by James Clear, and the second one, The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran and Michael Lennington. Anyways, enough of me talking, let me show you how it looks like and how to set it up. When you open the file, this is the first tab you're going to see, and over here you can access the instructions video in case you need a little refresh of how things work, and also you have the possibility to highlight editable cells. To show you what this means, let's tick this box. And now once we click on a different tab, the cells that you can edit will be highlighted in this light yellow color. The main reason for this feature is so you avoid accidentally deleting important formulas and breaking the template. I will leave this ticked, and now we can move on to the annual goals tab. Over here you have the option to write down your long-term vision, so what you want to achieve within the next 3 to 5 years, and right next to it you can write down your 1-year vision based on your long-term one. This makes goal setting so much easier because you have your vision right in front of you as a reference for all of your goals and habits. Down here you can add all of the specific annual goals you want to achieve in 5 separate categories. So personal, financial, health, relationship, and career. Once you've achieved that goal, you can simply tick the box next to it and the progress will automatically update. Lastly, on this tab, we have the 12-week snapshot where you can write down your 12-week vision based on your 1-year vision and then divide your annual goals into quarterly ones. Doing this just makes the annual goals more attainable because you're starting to think about the realistic and specific action steps you need to take to reach them. For each goal, you can write down the habits you would need to implement to achieve that particular quarterly goal. Moving on to the year in review tab, here you don't have to manually edit anything. All of the data for this tab is going to be sourced from the monthly tab. So we will return back to this sheet at the very end. Now on to the main part of this template, which is the habit tracker itself, and there's a separate tracker for each month. You can change the start date by double-clicking inside the cell or simply writing the date manually in case you're using the template on your phone or tablet. You can also adjust the year, and if you want the month to start on any particular day, you can do that by simply changing the date, and the habit tracker will update everything automatically. This cell is where you can add your favorite quote or motivational message. I just wrote, "You got this," but feel free to change it to whatever you prefer. In this table, you can write down all the daily habits you would like to track. On the right side of the table, there is a goal column where you can basically add for how many days in a month you would like to complete this habit. Sometimes we do not aim to do all of our quote-unquote daily habits every single day. Maybe we want to take a break on weekends or do it every other day, for example. So here you can adjust that based on your own goals. As the boxes get ticked, all of the progress charts will start to update automatically. At the top, you can see your daily progress. In the top right corner, there is the total progress and also separate progress bars for each habit. If we scroll down a bit, we will access the weekly habits section. Here you can set weekly reminders for things you want to do on a weekly basis. For me, it's usually got to do with household chores and weekend plans, but whatever it is for you, you can add it here. And at the very bottom, there is the monthly goals section. For this, I usually reference the annual goals tab and base my monthly goals on my annual or 12-week goals. When the month has come to an end, simply move on to the next monthly habit tracker tab. Finally, let's head back to the year in review tab, which will now show us some data. At the top, you can see the total summary for all of your daily and weekly habits, as well as monthly goals and total progress. There is a separate section for all your daily habits, and they are sorted from most consistent to least consistent. Right below, there is a section for daily habit progress per month, and in a green color, you can see the most consistent habit for that particular month, and in blue, the least consistent. At the very bottom of this tab, there is a summary chart and table for your weekly habits and how many times you have accomplished each. And right next to it, you can view your total progress for your monthly goals and how many per category have been achieved. If you have any questions about this template, feel free to leave them down below, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!